Yes, guys, if you don't have questions, I'll definitely have questions for you. That's how we are going to test the knowledge or check whether whatever we are learning is it clear for you or not. Right? So let's not go to rack. First of all, what is a server? Very basic thing. What is a server? Is it a hardware or a software? Yes, guys, please feel free to unmute yourself and speak. See, I appreciate you guys are answering in the message window. Answers are correct, but understand one thing, your interview is not going to happen in a chat window. And this course, we are not only focusing on technical, but this is I would call it an interview centric and job centric interview, right? I want you to speak because more you speak here, more you will speak in your interview. If you just keep on typing your answers here, even if you know the technical answer correct, it becomes very difficult to speak in your interview when three or four, a panel of three or four engineers or architects sitting in front of you, right?
Hello,
As
sir.
far as it is virtual, it's sometimes you get a little bit of hope, but nowadays people companies have calling for offline interviews. It becomes more difficult when you're sitting in front of three people in that suit and tie and that whole environment. It makes you nervous. So unless you speak here, you won't be able to speak there. So these sessions, utilize them for practice. Feel free to answer here even if it is incorrect. This is the place where you give incorrect answers. This is a place where you give wrong answers, and I am here to correct you. Your interview is not the place where you will go ahead and uh, do the experiment of wrong answers. No, you practice here, then you will be able to give the correct answers, right? So your answers are correct in the chat window, but I would still urge you guys to unmute yourself and speak. And whenever I'm asking a question, guys, please, I would not recommend to use single word. For example, I asked you what is a server, is it a software or hardware? Don't just answer hardware, right? Make a sentence. Why? It will give you a good habit. If you start answering in full sentence, the same approach you will use in your interview. And I understand people are coming from experience. They do not need interview advisors. Guys, I told you we have mix crowd here, right? So people who are already coming with good experience, they know how to handle the interview. It's okay. Please bear with us for some time. This won't last long. Well, once we start with technical topics, then I won't be repeating these statements. But people who are coming for interview preparation, also who are coming from less experience, new to cloud, completely new to interviews, please start taking leveraging this opportunity. This will definitely help you. With my previous batches, with experience, I can tell you people who are talking in these classes, they were able to crack the interview immediately after our training, maybe within a week or so. From my previous batch, we had, I think, 12 people. Out of them, eight, they have already got the offer. Right? So, and those are talking in this these sessions. They were giving interviews. I was correct. They were giving answers. I was correcting them. Then it becomes a habit. It will be easier for you to speak in your interview. You type in the chat window, uh, it won't help you much. Though answer will be correct, but it won't help you much. I told you you can use ChatGPT, you can use Google, whatever you want. When I'm asking question, feel free to go ahead and check the OneNote, etc., whatever you want. As of now, I want you to get into the practice of speaking. That will help you a lot. Right. So let's get started again. Can someone tell me what is a server? Is
Yeah, so Heli server is a software which provides services to other computers
okay? Can you give me an
through
example
over
of
the
services?
network.
What kind of
Uh, like
services?
uh, like
Okay, it's
to
okay. It's okay, Krishna. That's fine. Someone else. Can you give me an example of services which a server provides? Your definition is correct. I want someone else to answer. Give me one service which server provides. Name one service.
Mail servers
Perfect.
or database servers?
Perfect. Mail servers. It's in. Guys, please mute yourself as soon as you answer. Both answers are correct. So, guys, there are email servers, right? The email which you're using, for example, it could be Gmail, it could be anything, or in your company also. When you have, let's say, you are working for UT Cloud. So, if you're using uh, Krishna at utcloud.com, So where is that utcloud.com mail server is hosted, right? Where are you getting those services from? ऐसे directly हवा में तो नहीं आ रहा, right? So there is a mail server. Again, if we go to our example, I hope my screen is visible, right? Yes,
Yes.
guys? So if we go back to our original example, Swiggy, the app which you're using, it's okay, but there will be internal employees, etc. वो भी तो होंगे, right? So they will be using emails to send an email to each other, etc. Right? How will they do it? So there is a mail server, right? They are hosting websites. How are they doing it? So there is a web server. So what is this? Just because I'm calling it mail server, I'm calling it web server, does it mean these are different servers? No. In terms of software and in terms of hardware, these are same servers. Only the services which they are providing, it's different. Let me show you one of the screenshot. I'll show you the actual server also while installing the server, but not today. When we build our own server, I'll show it to you. But as of now, I can show you an image, so at least you understand what do I mean when I say services. I was expecting this question yesterday or at least today. When I said services, someone should have asked if you did not understand. If all of you understood, then it's okay. Okay. Now it is Windows Server, hence we are calling it web service. In Linux, we call it Apache, Tomcat, right? Names are different, but ultimately all of them are providing web services. Now, what do you mean by web services? Web service is nothing, your website. So once you have a server and once you install the server, if you install the web service role, that server will become a web server. Once you install the mail server role, that will server will become the web server. So look at this. Once you log into the server, you get this page, server manager. Don't worry, I will be showing you the exact practical. As of now, just for you, your understanding. Okay, you get this page. You get this page here. You get an, is this visible, guys? Can you guys read it? I think it's visible
Yeah.
now. Okay, this is the
Yes.
first page. As soon as you log into server, like you log into your Windows laptop, etc., right? Nothing opens, but when you log into a server, this page opens automatically. You click here under manage, click and add and role and features. Once you click here, the next thing you see is this page. Here it is. You click next, add roles in server. You can go either from manage or here, the highlighted area. Same thing. Then you click here, server, select next, next, next. Don't worry, we don't have to learn the technical things here, right? This is too old, but I'm creating your base here. This is too old. We are not even going to do this. It won't be your job profile. It won't be in your job profile. But you should understand at least that why are we making ये इतना सारा तामझाम है क्यों? Why are we making fuss out of it? Right? Why are we talking about servers? What are these roles? What are these services? Unless you know the concept, you will not understand anything. So guys, please do ask questions if you don't understand anything. Okay. Once you click here, look at this. Now you have Active Directory services. You have application services. The moment you call it server service, it's one thing. The moment I install application server, here I can host my applications. DHCP. Now, what is DHCP? DNS. This is all going to come in our training also. But we are going to learn these things in cloud. This is actually on premises. What do you mean by on premises? Like old legacy data center, which we have in our own premises. Example, Swiggy is hosting its own data center. Guys, data center is comprises of what? When will you call a place a data center? What do we have in data center? Anyone other than Krishna? He has already answered. What do we have in data center?
Number of servers.
Yes. What else? Where do we keep those servers?
Server
Uh,
rack.
in data center.
No.
Ra-
In data
or
center,
server
we keep
rack.
the yes. So in data center, you will see servers, server racks. How do we connect those servers? What else do we have in data center?
Networking.
Networking, right? So you'll see a lot of cables. Then just having servers and a cable connecting them won't work. What else do we have? We have storage. What else do we have? We have uh, electricity, and then we have AC, and etc., 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 right? That all comprises of data center. So whenever I'm hosting all of that in my premises, let's say I'm running a company Swiggy, I have my office somewhere, so I am running that in on my own premises. I have a building called data center, जहाँ पर AC लगे है, ISP है, 3 connection है, सब कुछ है, racks है. That is my on-prem data center, right? That is my on-premises data center. The short form is on-prem data center, but the name is on-premises data center. It is very easy to understand when I'm saying on-premises data center, which means it is in my premises. Doesn't have to be in the same office. I can have my office in Ion Kharadi and data center in Hinjewadi. That is okay. But still, it is on-premises because I am handling it. People who are coming from Pune, they will understand this topic. And I see many of you are from Pune, hence I'm using these names. But having your office in one area, data center in another area, still it will be on premises until till the time you are handling it, it is under your supervision. You are handling it. It is your on premises data center. Okay, so on those servers, so these are the roles which we have. So we are going to learn all these roles, but not as per on premises data center. We are going to learn this in cloud. So look at this. We have web server. Okay, then we have what other roles we have here? Remote desktop services. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, Hyper-V. What is Hyper-V, guys? We did speak about it yesterday. Anyone other than people who already answered? Other than that, what is Hyper-V? Can someone answer what is Hyper-V? Let's say Ibtisam or Prajakta. Can one of you please answer what is Hyper-V? Here it is. What is Hyper-V?
So, so Hyper-V is a virtualization virtualization by Microsoft.
Right. What is virtualization, guys? Prajakta, what is virtualization?
Share drive or Facebook or anywhere where we store our data.
Not really. Anyone else, guys? What is virtualization?
Can I?
Yes, yes, please.
Virtualization is instead of operating system, they have provide the hypervisor layer. So instead of the OS, we have installed the hypervisor layer, so which will divide your physical server to the virtualization. I mean, on a single server, we can use the multiple
Perfect. Yes. Let me
virtualization
revise it,
accounts.
guys. See, if you are not clear with the topics, I was expecting questions. When I'm asking questions, you are not clear with the topic, guys, right? Please do ask questions. Do not hesitate. I have told already to all of you, जिनसे भी मैंने वन ऑन वन बात की है, that my sessions, Microsoft suggests 30 hours, मेरे 90 hours तक जाते हैं. Now you know why. We do repeat topics and there is no harm. People who already know the topic, उनके लिए थोड़ा सा ये होगा, but जिनको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है उनके लिए it's a blessing. Okay, so this server has a RAM of 200 GB. This is a physical server जो हमने कल देखा था, right? It has a hard disk of 400 GB. I hope you understand RAM and hard disk, right? Then it has 12 virtual CPUs or 12 CPUs in this case. These are not virtual, actual CPUs here, right? So now if I want to use this server, there are two ways. I directly install an operating system here, either Windows or Linux. We'll stick to Windows because we are learning Microsoft products. So the moment I install Microsoft operating system, Windows server on that, this is what I get. I can go here, add it, install it, make it a web server, start using it. Simple. But now what is happening? Just for the small website, I'm utilizing too much of resources. 1200 GB RAM, I don't need it. 400 GB hard disk, I don't need it. Right? And my server, it is just being used. Let's say there's some website which works only in night time. तो मेरे किसी काम की भी नहीं है. As in servers, मेरा server का utilization बहुत ही underutilized है. Right? So instead of doing that, what can I do here is let's divide this server. So to divide that server, there was a technology I told you guys, virtualization, right? Virtualization came into picture. In virtualization, who is the leader? Which company is the lead provider in virtualization, guys?
VMware.
VMware.
VMware, right? And nowadays it is
No Telex.
VMware is called Broadcom, and yes, Nunatics is
Broadcom.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So this is instead of installing an operating system directly on that hardware, what do? I install a hypervisor. Hypervisor. It is a technology, guys. Hypervisor is a technology. Now, who all provides hypervisor? Hypervisor is provided by VMware. Company name is also VMware. Product name is also VMware. Nowadays, company name is Broadcom, but we'll stick to VMware. It's widely known as VMware as of now, but the correct term is Broadcom is the company now. So VMware is a technology by Broadcom, right? Nunatics is a technology by Nunatics company. Then we have Hyper-V. This is a technology by which company?
Microsoft.
Yes, look at this. Once I install the Microsoft operating system, then I'm getting to use Hyper-V, right? Hence, Hyper-V is a technology from Microsoft. Now, Hyper-V, there are two ways. I can install an operating system, then use Hyper-V. I can do that here, or I can directly install Hyper-V also. You might get confused कि वो Hyper-V server के अंदर दिख रहा है, and once I'm saying कि इस पे server install नहीं करना है. So that is the other option. We have a direct option also. यहाँ पर directly we can install Hyper-V or VMware directly without any operating system. It's a layer of hypervisor. And once I have a hypervisor layer, what can I do? I can again have multiple servers. Guys, I'm not good at drawing, so don't go by the place and etc. Okay, just because I am drawing something like this, that doesn't mean it is going out of the way and I have 12 CPU and it can use 16. No, that is just my mistake in drawing. If I go over there, okay. So don't worry about it. You have to focus on numbers, right? In numbers, if you look at this, 1200 GB RAM in these four servers. Do I have to divide it equally, guys?
No, not necessary.
Is it a necessity that I have to divide it equally?
No, no.
No, right? Uh, do I have to use it completely? Can I simply just use 50, 50, 50 and leave remaining?
No, you can
Yes.
use as per your requirement.
Yes, I can leave it. I mean, both answers are correct. He said no, as per requirement I can use. He said yes. So both answers are correct. I can leave it for future usage also, right? Guys, please do not take this lightly. These are the concept which clouds are using. Be it any cloud, Azure or your AWS or GCP, they are using hypervisor. The only thing is that you don't have to install, वो लोगों ने अपना install कर रखा है सब कुछ, but you will need these topics, so please be focused on this. uh, yes, Muzammil, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, guys, someone has joined with the name of admin. I would request you to please join with your name. I mean, today it's fine, but from next session it will only accept with this same email address and
That's
name.
that's me. That's me mistake.
No
I
problem,
joined
that's
in
okay.
Azure.
Yeah, that's okay, that's
Yeah.
okay, got it. Okay, so four servers we are dividing. Now there is no ratio proportionate, guys. In this server, if I want to use out of 1200 GB, I want to use 100 GB of RAM because maybe this server has some functionality जहां पर RAM बहुत ज्यादा लगता है and only 10 GB of hard disk. Completely fine. But in this server, I want to use 300 GB hard disk but only 10 GB of RAM. Completely fine. I hope you guys are getting the idea of hypervisor, right? It's completely up to you. You can utilize this one server however you want. This could be your Windows server if you want. This could be your Linux server if you want. It's up to you. You can have multiple server, multiple operating systems you can have here, right? This will have its own IP address. This will have its own RAM, though it's virtual RAM, but it will have RAM. It will have hard disk, everything, right? So you can have a server altogether, different server. Again, this server will have its own IP address, own RAM, own kernel, own user ID, password. Everything will be separated. So in one hardware, you're using multiple virtual servers. So now when I tell you that a physical server and a virtual server, I hope you will understand the difference. A physical server will be when I have this hardware and I'm directly installing an operating system here. If I install an operating system directly here, before the operating system layer. That is my physical server. Right? Directly इसके ऊपर मैंने कोई operating system install कर दिया, it's a physical server. But if I install a hypervisor layer, and on top of that, if I'm installing servers, that is my virtual server. Is this point clear to everyone? Yes, guys? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes. So,
Okay, so
so
now,
the hypervisor will act as a to virtualize the data. So it required like for the physical server, right? It will
yes,
not require for the physical server.
will require a server class hardware. On top of that, either you can install directly an operating system, right? And you can have a physical server that will be called a physical server, because there's one hardware. On top of that, you have installed a software that's a physical server. Then there's another method that you have a physical server, a server class hardware in this case, and you install a hypervisor layer. And top of that, you start installing servers. Then these
Virtual
will
server.
become your virtual servers.
Okay, understood.
So guys, what do you think when it comes to Azure or AWS or GCP in cloud? What kind of servers are we using? Physical server or virtual server? We as in end users, a company or you individual, when I go to cloud and I create a virtual machine, what kind of server am I using? Will it be a virtual machine or a physical machine? Yes, Muzammil.
Virtual machine.
Virtual machine.
Right? I hope this is clear. What cloud does, they will buy thousands of physical servers, and literally thousands, maybe more than that, lakhs. Then they will install a hypervisor layer on top of that. All of the physical servers will have hypervisor layer already. And on top of that, now you can build your own server. Take the remote of this over the internet, access this over the internet, and build your own server. Simple. Is this clear to everyone, guys? Any doubt, any questions, anything? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe. Please let me know. Anyone who did not understand? Tushar, Sufyan, Shehbaz, Salim, Nihal, Nagma, Muzammil,
Good.
Ibtisam, Hanif, Heather. I hope it's clear for you.
No
Yes.
doubts for me.
Yes.
Fine. Then let's go ahead and look at some more basics. We have 7 minutes left here. We'll still spend these 7 minutes on physical servers and virtual servers, and then we'll start uh, cloud and basic cloud introduction, right? So I was talking about the physical server. Let's say that you have a physical server here. On top of that, you have one hypervisor. And on top of this, you are going to have your virtual machine. Now, when it is in your on-premises, guys, it is called virtualization, right? On-prem data center, I hope now everyone knows. I won't be explaining again and again when I say on-prem data center. So in your on-prem data center, if you have one physical server or multiple physical servers, and on top of that, you are having virtual machines, but it is your own physical server. Let's say there are two companies. One is UT-Kloud, which is my company, right? And there is another company. Let's say Krishna has a company, Tsoft. Now, this physical server, guys, this server, I have bought Dell Edge 720 latest model. And where is it hosted? Where is it kept? It's a physical server. I've kept it on a rack. Where is that rack? In my it's in my on-prem data center. It's my in my on-prem data center. Ignore the spelling mistake, guys, right? We have less time, so I'm not correcting that. It's in on-prem data center. Where is my data center? My office is in Viman Nagar, so I have managed some place in Viman Nagar. It is kept here. Now, let's say this is my physical and I'm installing those virtual machines. Is there any way, right? is there any way that Krishna's company, Tsoft, in let's say there's a company, Krishna is hosting a company, Tsoft. Is there any way that Tsoft's virtual server he will host on my physical server without me knowing? I mean, if I am giving him accesses, etc., that's a different thing. Is there any way that Krishna can come to my physical server without letting me know or without my accesses, without my permission, and build his own? Let's say that black is representing UT-Kloud and brown is representing or blue is representing Tsoft. So, is there any way he can come and build some virtual machines here? What do you think? Is it possible?
Mm,
No.
No,
No.
unless
No.
given
Right?
No.
access.
Not possible. Why? It's my personal physical server. Even if I'm not using it completely out of 200 GB, I'm simply using 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 GB RAM, and I have simply used out of 200, 100 GB. My 100 GB is lying freely. No one is utilizing it. But still, Tsoft Info Solution or Krishna or any other company cannot come and use my physical server. Strict no. Not possible. Okay, that is on-prem. What do you think happens on cloud? What do you think happens in cloud? Do you think other people can come and use the same hardware or not?
It depends on the service that we are choosing it on.
Can you elaborate?
If I'm not sure about technically, but I noticed like if we opted for different plans and all according to our plan and all, it can be shared with some other companies or some other providers
Okay.
also. The free space or something that the
Okay.
allocation will be shared with some other people and all.
Okay. Let me explain it to you guys. In cloud, no matter what you do, I mean, exceptions are there always. We'll talk about the exceptions later. But general rule, no matter what you do, your physical server will be a shared server always. And you won't even come to know and you don't even have rights on that. First thing, now this virtual machine of mine, if I am in UT-Kloud and this is my web server, right? And I have, let's say, 10 physical servers. So I have that liberty that I can decide where this virtual machine will go on this physical server or the other physical servers, physical server number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On which physical server I want to host my virtual web server. That is up to me in on premises. However, when it comes to cloud, you don't even come to know what is there as a physical server. You don't even have that right to tell them कि मुझको Dell का physical server चाहिए या HP का चाहिए और IBM का चाहिए. Here, you do have that liberty. You can select HP, you can select Dell, you can select Cisco, whatever you want. You can select that physical server's RAM should be 200. उसमें मैं virtual server बनाने वाला हूँ. But when you go to cloud, guys, you don't even come to know, they won't even tell you that underlying physical server, does it belong to Dell? What is the total RAM it has? What is the total CPU it has? No, they won't tell you anything. You have to tell them. We'll see that you, as in, you don't have to call them and tell them. It's a portal. You have to tell them that, boss, I'm looking for a server. It is going to be Windows server. I will require 20 GB RAM. I will require 50 GB hard disk. I will require 8 CPU. Okay, and I'll require, yes, that's it. Simple. That's all you have to give them instruction. Now, where this physical server, where this virtual server will be landed, on which physical server? Dell, HP, Cisco, server number 1, server number 2. You have no control on that. No control at all. It is up to them कि किस physical server पे रखना है. Similarly, if Krishna comes with Tsoft and he says मुझको भी एक server चाहिए, even he won't know where his virtual server will be hosted. There are possibility that Tsoft and UT-Kloud servers are hosted on same physical server. Both virtual servers are hosted. In fact, that is the case. It's not possibility. Maximum ऐसा ही होता है. But that doesn't mean that I will be able to see his server or he will be able to see my server. No data will be shared. No one will know कि कहाँ किसका server कौन सा hosted है. But physical servers is being shared across the companies. You cannot claim that this is my server. Do not give access to anyone else to the physical server. Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, guys, we have only 1
Yes.
minute left in this session, less than 30 seconds actually. So I'll be stopping this session. Do you guys need a break or should we continue? Or let's take a break. 5 minutes. Take a break.
Continue.
I'm sending. No,
Yeah.
let's take a break of 5 minutes. I'm sending this screenshot. Go through it. Revise what we have done. Just 5 minutes. Please come up with questions. Well, we are going to continue with this same, and then we'll start with cloud. Because unless the base is clear, guys, you'll not be able to understand, right? So let me stop the session. We'll resume at 11:45 sharp, and I'm sending this screenshot in the group. Rejoin using the same link.